weird people. There's a lot of them in the world, but I'm not talking about them because there might be some retribution. So instead, I'm going to talk about all their ancestors, the weirdest of the weird in all of human history. Now, you know as well as I do, being weird is being human. So there's always an awful lot to talk about, an awful lot of weirdness to sort through. So much so, it's hard to know where to begin. But with a little guidance from the mechanical man behind the curtain, I'm going to talk first about John Murray Spear, a man who built a mechanical Jesus. Spear, an ex-pastor turned spiritualist in 1852, claimed he was communicating with a group of spirits, a spirit called the Association of Elektrizers, a group of spirits made up of such notable men as Thomas Jefferson, John Quincy Adams, and of course, what could a group of electrifying ghosts be without good old Ben Franklin? A year after leaving the church for a life of spiritualism, John Spear led a group of followers to a shack on a hill where they spent their time constructing what they call the new motive power, a Masonic perpetual motion machine which was to usher in a new period of Masonic utopia. Well, we all know how well that went. Of course, old John Spear kept to his beliefs till he was urged by the Association of Elektrizers to retire. Chances are he never heard about John Spear, and that's all right in the grand scheme of things, because some weird people just never get to be famous. Like good old Tycho Brahe, the famous astronomer who argued that the sun orbited the Earth and all the other planets orbited the sun. That said, while his planetary model was proven wrong, his observations did contribute to the coming scientific revolution. Now let's talk Tycho, the weird one, because as smart as this dude was, he is also just friggin' weird. This is a man that got into an argument over a math formula and had his nose sliced off completely. Yet for Tycho Brahe, it was no big thing. In fact, he flaunted his new homemade nose whenever he could. But what would you expect from a person that kept a dwarf in his castle as a jester, along with a precious pet elk who liked to drink beer and got drunk at a party and died, 'cause the poor animal got so toasted it fell down a flight of castle stairs. Not to be outdone in death by his majestic drunken elk, Tycho Brahe died because his bladder exploded. Because he was at a party and he was having so much fun, he just didn't want to take the time to take a leak. Then there's Diogenes, a Greek philosopher who lived some 300 years before Jesus, proving that weirdness in history ain't nothing new, 'cause this guy pissed everyone off, even his teacher, the great Plato. This is a guy that urinated on people he didn't like, defecated and masturbated in public, and was fond of giving everybody the finger. Once while sunbathing, the great Alexander offered to give him anything his heart desired. And what was the reply from good old Diogenes? "Move, you ass, you're blocking the sun," which actually impressed Alexander the Great. And so you know this guy's claim to the Philosophical Hall of Fame is that he founded the idea of cynicism. So there's that. Now you might think that being weird is just being human, and I'd have to agree with you. It doesn't matter when, where, or why, humans are just kind of weird. And we all rejoice in the strange weirdness of it all. I mean, after all, you are watching this video. Did you remember to give me a thumbs up as opposed to that finger? If you've made it this far in this video, you're doing pretty good. You're probably watching one of the weirdest people you've ever seen. Me. Oh. Oh, man. But I'm normal weird. I mean, I'm just normal weird. I'm not weird like some of these people. And history is full of weird people because, like I said, people are just fucking weird. But you know what? This was an interesting video to do. I learned a couple of things, and it's always good to learn new things. Like, I didn't know you could die from a bladder explosion. I mean, Tycho Brahe died because he was partying so hard he refused to get up and go take a leak. And this guy was considered really super smart, I guess. Evidently not so smart. But, yeah. What more can I say? Of course, you know as well as I do, there's going to be a part 2. I'll do another one down the road. I don't know when. So maybe you should sub and subscribe and hit that notification bell so when I do it, you know it's been done. And it's always a good thing to know when things have been done. And now I'm rambling and I'm thinking it's time for a nap because I'm old and that's what old people do is take lots of naps.